All right, everyone, welcome to the theater session on day one of Build. I'm starting 3 seconds early because I'm very excited about this topic. We're going to be talking about making serverless web apps using Blazor, Azure Functions, and Azure Storage. There are a few cooler titles that you could have thought up if you wanted to. We only have 20 minutes, so I'm going to jump right into it. We're going to have some demos. I'm going to show you all how you can build this now. So I'm Jeff Hollan. I'm a program manager on the Azure Functions team. I'm thrilled to be with you today and talk to you about some way cool ways that you can build web apps using Azure. Maybe that you might not even be aware of. So to start with, let's talk about a standard web application. A standard web architecture, you'll sometimes hear these called the 3-tiered web architecture. And let's step through what that looks like when we walk through it. So the first part, yeah. Oh, adjust the mic. Go ahead. I'm so jazzed up they had to turn me down. That's okay. I'll just talk louder because I need to hear my echo. Okay, so in a standard web architecture, it starts with the user. Somebody opens up their browser, their smartphone, whatever else, and they're going to make a web request. Let's say they want to go to an amazing website like jeffhollan.com. That web request is going to get routed, and it's going to eventually end up on a server. The server is going to say, okay, somebody wants to see jeffhollan.com. I'm going to take some template files, maybe some CSHTML, some assets like CSS or images, maybe my app code. This could be like an ASP.NET application. This could be a JavaScript Express app. And the server is now going to cook up or render an HTML page to send back to the customer, to the user, the person who wants the website. So the server kind of takes all of the code, takes all of the logic, and it's going to cook up an index.html page that lands on the user's browser. Their browser just renders that fully rendered HTML page, and they're happy, they're off and running. Now, there are some challenges with this approach. The first is that, as much as I would like to think so, not very many people go to jeffhollan.com. I'm not a very popular person, and so in order for me to do this, I need to make sure I have a server running 24/7, because I don't know when somebody's going to get a request that lands here. So I have to end up paying for it all of the time, even though I might not need it all of the time. It's not super efficient. And the other challenge here that comes with a standard web architecture is, let's say I'm doing something like a build presentation, and I'm telling everybody to go to jeffhollan.com. Now, as I get thousands of users all making those requests, I need to make sure that Chris Gillum is not messaging me. Teams does not respect my do not disturb. I need to make sure that I have enough servers that are spinning up behind the scenes, because all of these servers need to render 10,000 copies of the index.html file. Hold on 1 second here. This is the downside of using Teams. 1 second. I'll quit out. Okay, so as I scale out, I need to make sure that I have 10,000 copies of that server, so I'm running there and rendering that server. Okay, so it's not super efficient for these high-scale workloads. Now, let's talk about a serverless web architecture very quickly here. It's going to start the same, because your users don't know what's behind the scenes. They just open up their phones, their computers, and they go to jeffhollan.com. But here what happens is I don't land on a server. This actually maps to a storage account, to a file in storage. When you go to jeffhollan.com in a serverless web application, you land on a storage account that just returns back an index.html file. It's almost like if I shared an index.html file on Dropbox or OneDrive and I sent you the link. That's what happens. There's no server here. I'm just pulling in a file. And that index.html file is going to have references to things like app code, maybe to some templates, maybe to some assets. But the real trick here is that the client then renders the page. It's up to the client to actually do the work to build a fully functional website that's like an index.html, that's reactive and responsive and everything else. So in order for this to work, traditionally, you really were limited to using JavaScript. Because if you wanted their browser to be able to build an index.html file without having a server do it, JavaScript was really the only language that Edge and Chrome and Internet Explorer could talk in order to do this. But that is no longer the case, because you can now run .NET in the browser. Hooray, this is amazing, okay? And this is possible because of two things, all right? The first one is this technology called Blazor. This is now an official part of .NET Core 3 as a preview feature. Blazor lets you build web UIs in C# instead of JavaScript, and that C# is actually running in the browser. I'll show it to you in just a second. And this is possible because of some technology called WebAssembly. Now, if you haven't heard of WebAssembly before, you probably haven't been on Twitter or Hacker News much in the last 6 months, because this is all the rage right now. WebAssembly is the new hotness. This is the piece of tech that allows you to run binary code like C#, like Rust, like whatever else, in the browser, the same way that JavaScript runs today, or more or less the same. Okay? Now, this is great if I want to just have a simple site, but there are still some pieces here. Like, let's say I need a database. Let's say I need to connect to a SQL database in the cloud. Well, I might not be totally comfortable having my users' browsers making connections to that SQL database, having the connection string and everything else in the app code. I might feel a little bit uneasy about that. So I might still need some APIs in the cloud. And in a serverless web architecture, you can still build APIs, but you have those APIs be Azure Functions. So instead of having a full server, you just define a little Azure function. Here in my example, on my website, I render like my most recent blog posts. So I have an API called get posts. I have an Azure function that can spin up. Maybe it's talking to a database behind the scenes and returning back like a JSON payload that the client is using to render a fully functional page. Okay? So this is really nice. Serverless web apps are nice for a few reasons. One, if nobody goes to jeffhollan.com, I don't pay anything, right? Maybe I pay like a few cents to have an index.html file in my storage account, but it is pennies, if that. And the other nice thing here is that let's say that I do get a massive amount of load. Let's say that 10,000 people go to jeffhollan.com. Well, Azure Functions scale extremely quickly and extremely elastically, so my website can handle the load. I only pay for each of the requests, and my favorite part is that all of the compute to render those 10,000 files, I'm actually using the client's browsers to do all of that. So every single person who goes to my website, I take advantage of their computer, their smartphone, their whatever else. They're the ones who actually have to render the index.html. Those suckers, they've fallen for it. I'm taking advantage of their computers and making them do all the work. That's why serverless web architectures are amazing. And one thing I do want to call out, like this is obviously a nice fit for things like my personal website, maybe a startup where I don't really want to pay a big fixed flat fee. Maybe I want to scale out elastically. But we've also worked with larger companies with these web architectures as well. So last November during Singles Day, like November 11th, it's much bigger than Black Friday, we worked with a retailer who was running a promotion. They were going to give out a car or a few cars for 90% off. So like a massive sale, 90% off. And the way it was going to work is they only had like 1,000 of these cars. They were going to do a big promotion. They're going to say, anybody who wants to buy a car at 90% off on Singles Day, go to our website, fill out a form. If you win, you can buy the car for that much off. And they were a little bit worried because their application was like a WordPress app. It needed to talk to a database. And they're like, look, we're going to start this promotion, and we're going to get tens of thousands of people across the world all entering our site at the same time. I don't know if we can scale our full website that way. So what they ended up doing is they took just the promotion page, just the page that they knew was going to get that high traffic. They made that a serverless web app. So it was polling from Azure Storage. It was calling Azure Functions behind the scenes. They left the rest of their website the same. But then when they ran that massive promotion on Singles Day, the promotion page just scaled perfectly. And the rest of their app was able to go just fine using WordPress and SQL and everything else. So you can kind of weave this in with other applications as well. It's not only good for startups or for smaller websites. Now, let's go ahead. We've got about 10 minutes left, so let's build one of these now from scratch. Okay? So I'm going to come over here to Visual Studio Code. And the first thing that I want to do, let's go ahead and make a directory here, live demo. So the first thing, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see, or zoom in a lot. I'm going to run .NET new, and I've already installed the Blazor template. So I'm going to say, create for me a brand new Blazor app. This will let me run C# code client-side in the browser. So I can go ahead now and add this to my workspace. So let's add the app I just created called live demo. And I don't see it in here. Does Does anyone else see it? Oh, Blazor app right there. I accidentally put it in the wrong spot. That's fine. No big deal. Okay, so here is the base template for a Blazor app. This should look pretty familiar, but all this code is going to run in the browser. So I have my startup file. I've got program.cs. This all looks pretty normal. I have this thing called an app.razor file. I've got my index, my main layout. This is .razor. These are just like .cs HTML files, but they'll render on the browser. I've got my index.razor, so it's going to do a nice title here. You can see here I can do something like a counter, where I have a value here for the current count. And in C# code, I can increment the count, and it's going to automatically update the HTML on the website. I have one here where I'm fetching data. I'm using the HTTP client in the browser to get some JSON asynchronously for a backend API. So this is what a Blazor app might look like. Let's go ahead and add a new page, though. So let's add a page and pull in some data from an Azure function. So I'm going to type super fast. Gah! Wow, that was awesome. Okay, and I just typed this full Blazor page. This is the route. It's going to be my site / functions. I'm going to need an HTTP client. If I don't have the data yet, I can show this little loading screen if I'm waiting to fetch the data. As soon as I get a message, it's going to update and show me a message. And here I have a client-side function, which is going to call an Azure function to load the data. So here I could write a really simple page. This one's just saying, go call an Azure function, get back some data, and use it to render a site. Now, the last thing I'm going to do here to make this functional, I need to make sure you can navigate to this new page. So I'm going to super type fast again. I'm just going to say, hey, when someone clicks this Azure Functions link, take them to the Functions page. Okay? So this is now could be a Blazor site. Before we move on, let's show you what it takes to write this backend piece. How do I write the backend code that's actually going to return some data? And this is really easy too. In Visual Studio Code here, I've installed the Azure Functions extension, and I can go ahead here and just create a brand new Azure Functions project. So let's go ahead and choose a folder. I'm going to create this folder here, call it Azure Function, and I'm going to say, hey, I want a server-side function. I could write this in a number of languages, but I want to have my front-end code be the same as my back-end code, so I'm going to use C# for both. This is going to be an API, so I'm going to have it be the HTTP trigger. And we'll call this HTTP trigger and make it anonymous so anybody could call this API. Let's go ahead then add that to our workspace. So now the Visual Studio Code extension for Azure Functions in our workspace has generated for us this Azure function that I can now publish to the cloud. It has an API now at /HTTP trigger. I could create a custom route if I needed as well. And here I could go connect to a database, return some data, do whatever else I might want to do. I'm just going to keep this really simple for the sake of time. And let's just return a new result, and we'll say hello from the build stage. Okay? So now I have an Azure function that I could take. I could debug this all locally if I wanted to test this out. I could even run the function locally and the Blazor app locally and debug this entire thing end to end here. But I don't have time for that, so I'm going to do what every good developer does and test in production. So let's go ahead and publish this code to my subscription so I could create a new function app. In this case, I'm just going to select one that I've created in the past, ready to go. And this is now going to deploy my Azure function to be the backend API that's going to drive my Blazor app. So now let's see what this looks like to run. Okay, so we have a function there that's going to be listening for responses. We created this Blazor page here. So let's come back over to our Blazor app. And here, what did I call this? Blazor app. Again, I'll zoom in when I do these console things. Okay, nothing fancy here. I'm just going to say .NET run. So in my Blazor app, this is now compiling my .NET code down here at the bottom. It's going to expose for me a localhost endpoint that I can browse to. And when I open this, I don't want to click that. I want to open this. This is now running, in this case, in Edge. It could be in Chrome. It could be in anything. This is now running that C# app, but all of the code is being rendered on my browser. My browser is actually the thing that's rendered this file. you can see here's our new page, the Azure Functions page. And when I click it, it shows loading for just a split second, and then we see our message, hello from the build stage, all rendered on the client browser right here, ready for me to go. Very, very cool stuff, okay? Now, the last part here, as cool as this is, right now I'm hanging out at localhost 5000. If all of you come here and you go open your phones and everybody go to localhost 5000, you are not going to see my web page. So how do I now get this to a spot where you could all go to it? Now, this is honestly my favorite part of the entire demo. Check this out. So I'm going to come back here to Visual Studio Code. Using the .NET CLI, I'm going to create a publish. So I'm going to say .NET publish, and I'm going to add a folder here to publish it. So now this is going to compile for me a publish release for me to share. And this just popped up here. Hopefully you can see it. I'll zoom in a little bit. So here's some of the DLLs that it used. Here's my thing called the Blazor app. Here's the index.html file. This is the actual index.html file that I want hosted in storage. It references some WebAssembly magic. It references a little bit of CSS. I need to get this into a storage account. Here's my favorite part. I published it. I have my distribution here. I'm going to right-click this folder. And right here at the bottom is a button called Deploy to Static Website. Using the Azure Storage extension, this will now let me select a storage account in my Azure subscription, and it's going to copy those files that it generated into the storage account. So now I'm not publishing to a server. I just built an index.html file. I built some JavaScript and some WebAssembly code. And now Visual Studio Code is copying this to my storage account. Now it's copied all the files. I'm going to click Browse to Website. I know we're moving fast here. This is now buildlivejeff.z22.web. This is my storage account, but it pulled in the index.html file. My browser rendered the page, and here now is my website. No servers involved, running, rendered on the browser in just a few clicks. That took like what? 7 minutes, and we're done, okay? Almost done. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great. Now, you could all go here to buildlivejeff.z22.web.core.windows.net, but that doesn't fit very well on a business card. And so the last piece here is, how do I take this storage account URL and make it look a little bit more natural, like build.hollan.io? And so now I could have like a better looking domain, but still have it load that site, right? So how do I get this custom domain part? So that's the last part. I'm not going to demo this right now, but I'll show you how you would do it. So the last piece of the puzzle here that I'm not going to show you, but I'll talk about, if I just put Azure CDN in front of the storage account, Azure CDN will not only do some nice caching for me, it's also going to let me use a custom domain like build.hollan.io or www.jeffhollan.com. It's even going to give me a free certificate. If I can validate that I own that domain, it's going to give me a certificate for free as well. So I can go ahead and just add a CDN on top of this. It will call the Azure storage account, get my index.html, call my Azure functions, and everything else. Actually, the last thing I'll show you, and then we're out of time, again, just to prove the point, if I go to my storage account here, all that this is an index.html file that Azure Storage is returning by default, and I have my binaries in here. I've got some code that lets WebAssembly work. So it's just a storage account that's powering my website, that's calling Azure Functions on the back end, okay? So if you're interested to learn more, if you want to learn more about Blazor, you can go to blazor.net. There's got a bunch of tutorials there. Blazor pairs incredibly well with Azure Functions, so azure.com/functions. We actually have a step-by-step tutorial that will go through building a static web page using Azure Storage. It does use Vue, so it's JavaScript and not Blazor, but it still goes through the pieces of here's how to get a website. It calls cognitive services. It does some index gallery stuff. That's available for you as well. Finally, there is a session on Wednesday that two of the developer advocates are giving called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of Serverless, where they built a full-fledged domain using Serverless. That's an hour long, I believe, and they'll talk about some of what they've learned building things like the static web page. So hopefully this has been useful. That's all the time we have. That's 20 minutes on the dot. Thank you all very much for coming. Please fill out your evals. It's been great being with you today. Thanks so much.